Hey there, guys. It's been one or two of those weeks where I haven't had the, inclination or energy to look at my to-do list too much. So I haven't been using my bullet journal on the weekends. I never put the header in for last Friday. I just realized that. But I'm still plugging away, and it's all okay. Most of the things I have to do are small, so it shouldn't take me too long to catch up. But today's video is another one of those sort of follow-ups from what I learned back in September. This one is what elements of the Getting Things Done system that I have incorporated into my planner since I read the book in September. I was going to do a review of the book and a review of the system as a whole, but I don't really use it exactly as it says in the book, so I don't feel right about judging or reviewing the system because I'm not using it exactly by the book, so it wouldn't be quite fair. But I am incorporating some of the ideas from the book Getting Things Done by David Allen, and sort of his process of handling inputs and to-dos, and sort of taking some inspiration in my setup for my bullet journal. So I wanted to kind of go over that with you, and maybe a little bit of how that's changed since I first started using it until now, a month and a half later. So we'll start. The first thing that the Getting Things Done system talks about is having an inbox. And that is basically, I have a box here on my desk and it's always a mess. So I'm not very good at emptying it out, so it's probably not a very good inbox. But I do have a place where I put my physical things that need doing. And then tasks and things that come up, those are here on sort of my notes page, brain dump page. I don't use this as often as I should, and I actually still have some stuff I need to, process from this brain dump. But that's where that goes. Having the place is good. I don't know if it matters that I don't use it as much as I foresaw myself using it. I think really it's one of those things that you need to have as much as you need it. I also sort of brain dump or mind sweep throughout the day, either just on my weekly task list. If I think of something that I need to get done that week and it's only one thing, I'll probably just pop it on here. Or if I'm at work and I don't have my planner out, I might write it on a sticky note. Like yesterday, I had a whole sticky note full of some scribbles and things, and instead of putting those in the notes section and then migrating them, I just put them straight where they belonged, whether that was in my calendar or on my weekly or sort of on this page that I have for upcoming weeks to-do lists, or on a daily, or the someday maybe list. Which, we'll talk about the someday maybe list next. That is right here. So this is sort of a list of things that I might like to do someday. And I have this sort of set up. My checklist here tells me how often to check in. This tape, this is a side note, this tape from Target, it's a Scotch brand decorative tape they sell at Target, and it sticks really bad to the opposing page, so just know that. Anyway, this is the checklist, which is not part of the Getting Things Done thing, but I felt like I needed a place where I could remember where I had left things and how often I needed to go back for them. So there's a couple things I have to check every day. I check in on these with my weekly planning, because I usually sit down with my planner in serious mode at least once a week to make out this weekly task list, my video production schedule, and my weekly, I need to fill that out for yesterday. My weekly tracker. And I do a couple things here, and then I do a couple things every month. And one of those things is checking my someday maybe list. So, come the beginning of the next month, I'll look at, all of the things that I have already on my calendar or on my, upcoming to-do lists, and I'll decide how free the month feels. And if I feel like I need something else to work on as a project, then maybe I'll come here and say, maybe I should work on this, repair for my computer, or maybe I should, take up a new hobby, something that's on this list. And I don't know, I think it's helpful to have, because otherwise it's stuff that I would either have on a list staring me in the face going, why haven't you started this yet? You want to do it, why aren't you doing it yet? It's sort of an intermediate place. I might, it's not just someday, it's maybe. this is stuff that I might be interested in doing, but I don't have to feel guilty if I decide to cross it off or just never touch it because it's not priority, you know? It's good. It's good to have this. I recommend having just, a page where you can throw things so that you don't have to worry about them, but you also don't have to worry about losing them. This waiting on list does not get used that often. I probably should use it more. Sometimes I don't think of it. And then sometimes tasks seem too small to put here, and so I don't. And sometimes I think I just forget this page is here. But what this waiting on list is for when you've asked somebody to do something, when you've delegated a task, or when you've sent a letter and you're waiting for a reply. Basically anything that any project you can't work on the next step until someone else does a step. That project goes here, and then you don't have to worry about losing it. And I check in with this every week as well. So yeah, it's good to have this. I don't know if it matters to use it. It's kind of personal preference, I guess. I guess I don't use it as much as maybe I should, or maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. That's up to you, I guess. One of the big parts of getting things done is having a projects list. And I find that I'm using like a whole insert here for projects. And I'm using the index of that notebook as the projects list. And so then my notation here, I've drawn some columns in. I put a dot when it's sort of in the works. If it doesn't have a dot yet, that means I haven't started it yet. So it's kind of like an intermediate someday maybe list. Basically, when I'm looking at my week, I can say, maybe I have time to do that. I'll add that to my to-do list. The things with stars are things that I'm currently working on actively. And then because I use my erasable pen, I can just get rid of the star and cross something out once I've done it. So I have a general projects list, and then I have my YouTube ideas list, and then this is MH stuff and craft projects, and those are kind of cramped. So I'm not sure, I think I like the idea of having it separate, or categorized, but I also definitely didn't give myself enough room. So I think whenever I move out of this into a new notebook, I'm thinking of either having a separate notebook that's only for YouTube videos, because I feel like that might encourage me to make an outline for a video before I make it instead of just trying to freeball it. Because that does happen sometimes, that I feel unprepared because I didn't want to waste a piece of paper prepping for a video. But if I have a whole notebook that's just dedicated to that, then there's no excuse. But also, yeah, I'll definitely set aside extra room for my categories, or maybe make the categories bigger. We'll see. And then, yeah, I just have the rest of the book is filled up with just, little bits of notes and things that I'm working on for various projects, videos. There's a video that was just last week. This one was the week before. And then, yeah, it works really well. I like having a dedicated place to have those project notes. And then, of course, the index tells me, what page I'm looking for. And then I also have sort of a little bit of a column here to say, when it's due, which I'm not using for all of these because a lot of them don't matter. But I am putting, the date, here, GTD review, page 22, and then November 16th is the date that this is going out. So there you go. And then I guess the last thing that David Allen talks about is using your calendar wisely, not putting all of your tasks there, only things that are kind of scheduled. I guess I do that. I try to keep it, it's a little bit busy in here. I try to keep it business only. Where basically I try also to go in and check this calendar every day so that I know what I need to get done and what's coming up that day, because otherwise I'll miss it. Basically all of my events are on the calendar and not on my weekly. My weekly is for tasks, my calendar is for events, but I also will put a couple of events here if it's something that I know I need to get done on a specific day. So change sheets. That's something we do once a month, and so I put that on a particular day. And so, yeah, that's how I use that. That's sort of tangential to the system, but I thought I would mention it. And that's pretty much all I had to say. Yeah, it's been a bit of a, I don't know. Remember my planner funk video from a few weeks ago where I was like too on top of things? Well, this is the one where I am sort of not on top of things and sort of not touching my planner for like an entire day, and then here like Tuesday my first to-do list is that stuff because I didn't get anything done from Monday. But you know what I'm gonna say, right? That's what the bullet journal system's for. It's for, you know, finding or for using what you have, the resources you have, and not getting down on yourself when things get a little bit busy, because you can just skip the whole weekend in here and pick up the next day with your next to-do list, and no space has been wasted. Everything can just pick up where it left off and keep everything organized. So that's all I had to share with you today. I hope you guys are having a lovely November, and I will see you guys for the next video on Sunday. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. See you then. Bye.